All right, so I'm going to go over how to kind of begin teaching recall e-collar to a dog. I've got a dog here. He's only here for like 12 days. I've done some private lessons with him. So his obedience is all right. You know, he's a young male, so it is what it is. He's pretty good, surprisingly, for his people not doing anything. Anyway, they live in the mountains, and they're running into a problem where the dog is running into the street. Granted, their street is very secluded. It's not a city street or anything, but it is a throughway to the, couple of houses that are on that road. And of course, they just want to be able to call the dog back from going onto the road. So here's the thing. It's a German Shepherd. The dog has too much freedom, too much freedom in the home and too much freedom outside of the home. What I mean by that is there's no fence, there's no monitoring of the dog when the dog is outside. There's two dogs. It's this male and then an older, like 9-year-old female who doesn't really wander very often anymore. But the thing is when you're working with a dog, or when you own a dog like a German Shepherd or any other herding or working breed, you're always fighting genetics as far as like the prey drive. So if the dog sees an animal or something that it's interested in, something that it wants to chase, it's going to go for it. And you being able to stop that is not going to happen unless you have like an e-collar. You'll never verbally break prey drive unless you have a way to communicate with them from a distance and the dog believes that you have that ability to communicate with them from a distance. And what I mean by that is touching them from a distance with an e-collar. So they don't really sometimes you get people like this. They want him to do it without e-collar. They want to be able to recall him from wherever without e-collar. However, you're never going to get high reliability from that. So sorry, I got a Pop-Tart in my pocket. I'm going to take it out. You should always, anytime your dog is off lead, especially if you have like property that's backs up to the woods and everything, you should always have the e-collar on. They should wear it not 24/7, but when they come out of the kennel or when they go outside every day, like first thing in the morning, that collar goes on. At night, take it off. If you're worried about the prongs digging into the skin and it being uncomfortable, get some of the comfort pads from either Ecollar Technologies or Dogtra. I'm an advocate. I like the Dogtra ones better than the Ecollar Technology ones, but I do find the Ecollar Technology ones for a longer coat. They're a bit more stiff and they tend to settle in a little bit better. Either way, I'd go with either one. I like the Dogtras, but either is fine. So what I'm going to show is kind of how I start implementing the e-collar. Now, even though they don't want to go home on an e-collar, which I think is ridiculous, and I let them know that, they are okay with the training to be done with an e-collar. Now, I worked this dog yesterday, and he already showed me that he understands what here means or what come means or whatever recall word you're going to use, apple, potato, cantaloupe, doesn't matter. But the dog already showed me that it has an understanding of what it is that I'm asking. So what I do after that is I'm going to use the e-collar, but I'm going to adjust it in a different way. So typically this is how they come. You have lots of collar and then you have like this little part over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it to where when I'm putting it on the dog, this buckle right here is parallel with the box. So that means I need to adjust it out. So we'll start adjusting it out. And so I'm doing this in real time. The dog is also outside in real time. And the reason why I'm doing this is kind of so you can kind of see everything. And the frustration of adjusting these, because this collar is basically brand new. I've used it like twice. It's gotten more damage just being flopped around in my training bag than anything. So what you want is this is where I'm going to be clipping the long line. I'm going to be putting the leash here. And the idea of it is, if I'm popping towards me, the pressure from the collar is going to be directing him towards me, no matter what direction. So this collar will be free spinning on the dog. All right, it's only going to be when I'm adding pressure on the leash that the contacts are going to make contact and the dog is going to get stim. Is there a way to skip this step? Absolutely. There absolutely is. However, I feel like this is a good method to have in your toolbox. It requires, I think, a little bit less coordination. So, also turn on the e-collar, make sure that you have contact, which I do. Vibration. I still have to get my sound box out of storage, but it would make this a lot easier. So anytime I pop this leash, this super tangled long line, I'm going to be hitting the button the same time in my on my collar. It wasn't that tangled, wasn't that bad. And this is where I would typically use a flexi first, and I did. It's just the flexi's not long enough. Even though this is only a 40-foot room, it's really not that big. Actually, this is probably only like 30 feet because the other 10 feet is the little lobby area. So we'll be doing a couple of these, and then I'm going to take him out to the training field, which is a couple 100 feet. But let me go grab him real quick. So this might be a little bit of a long video, but I'm at least going to take you through the whole session, and I'll take the camera outside with me. Obviously. Just watched Platform again, so obviously. I know, dudes, right? Come on, Sion. Let's go, boy. Come on. What's up, buddy? What's up? You feeling better today? You were being a poop yesterday. Yeah, look at you. You look like you're full of piss and vinegar, man. Come on, killer. Let's go. All right, so this is one of our, we imported this dog. How old are you? A year and a half? I don't remember. Import too many dogs. Sion. Hi, buddy. All right, so I'm going to stick this on him. This is going to be his correction and guidance collar, right? So it spins freely. In fact, I'm actually just going to leave it the way that it is, to be honest. There you go. So now you see I'm pulling back, straight back, and the collar is centered right here. So if I come over here and I'm popping this way, the collar's right here where my hand is. Boop, boop. There you go, buddy. All right, so we'll grab this. And now, because I'm using this in unison, my stem on the e-collar is going to be rather low. Okay? So just going to walk him around a little bit. Every pop I give, I'm going to be giving a stem with the e-collar. And so and what's nice about this method is I can sit here and hold this button. So if I know, I'm like, all right, foos, and we're going, and I click and I pop, he's not going to get corrected until I pop the leash, right? So it doesn't, my timing on the remote matters far less. It's all about this right here. There you go. Nice. Sits. That was a terrible sits. Plots. Good plots. Here. There you go. So this whole time, like right now I'm holding the button still, and he's not going to get that pop. There you go. Sits. Nice. Good here. Good boy. Yay. And so it's the same thing with the directional. All I have to worry about is holding this button. And then in my left hand, it doesn't matter what direction I'm popping and everything like that. That's where the correction is guiding the dog towards. So if I'm popping left, the dog is coming left. If I'm popping towards me, the dog is coming towards me. Good boy. Do you even really need this? I feel like this is, did you do a board and train when you were a puppy or something? Plots. Nice. Here. So I'm gonna teach him the guide instant. There you go. There you go. All right. Typical male, just shoving your head in my crotch. Yeah, good boy. Break. Nice. And this is where those kind of extensions for the e-collar, for the prongs, this is kind of where you would be using them. I feel like I absolutely hate those extended prongs, like the 3/4 inch and the 1/2 inch and everything. I absolutely hate putting those on dogs and tightening the collar down, because what happens is you create this focal point for the pressure. So now you have the collar tight, it's actually adding more pressure into the neck and causes those prongs to start digging a hole, much more so than using the standard stock prongs, and significantly more than using the wing pads the comfort pads don't typically dig in. The e-collar technology ones can, if you leave them on for too long without rotating. The Dogshire ones, I have yet to have them break the skin. But definitely I call them the vampire teeth. Those ones will definitely do it. Foos! Good boy. Yes, good boy. Yeah, I don't know why you're here. Do your parents just not do anything with you? Is that what it is? Plots. Plots. Good. You're lazy, bro. Young male German Shepherds show lines bug me. They get so lazy when they're like a year and a half old. They're just so ridiculously lazy. Like they're like buffoons. Here. Good boy, good boy. There you go. Nice. So I held that stem that entire time, break, until he sat. So since this is going so oddly well, it's not really a representation, of any kind of problem solving. So let's go on and take this outside. Whoop. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. That's right, I'm keeping this in the video because I'm lazy and I don't want to edit anything. Phooey. Let's go. Let's go. Oops. Oh yeah, now you're being a problem, dude. I'm gonna let your leash drop. That's my Malinois over there, making a big old fuss. Come on, let's go. Go on, dude. Go. Figure it out. I'm gonna set the camera real quick. What happened here? Why is it all jacked up? I gotta close this gate. For safety. Dude, why? You're just getting tangled up in everything. All right. So if you have the ability to, obviously, when you're working on stuff, especially like the recall, you want to try and do it in a fenced-in, controlled area. I understand not everybody has that luxury, but we do, so we're going to utilize it. I haven't asked him to do anything because I really don't care. I'm not asking him to heal or be maintained to anything, just trucking along. So if anybody knows any fencing companies, that'd be wonderful, because we got quoted $500,000 to redo all the fencing here, and I kind of find that to be a little ridiculous. All right, go inside. There you go, buddy. All right, so What's nice about having an arena like this is it's gonna give him the opportunity to get distracted, right? So he's gonna be able to get distracted. He's gonna be able to go around and do whatever. This is a, how long is this long line? Is it a 20? It's not a 50. It's gotta be a 25 or 30. There you go. There you go, buddy. All right, so I got my remote. So if the dog doesn't leave your side, then, dude, how are you doing this? God, you're the worst. This is why I hate long lines. Absolutely hate them. Oh, no, this might be a 50 foot. So if you have a dog that just doesn't want to leave your side, it obviously makes it difficult to do long line stuff. Makes it difficult to do long distance recalls, right? So a good way to do this instead is now you can add in the like a downstay with distance and duration. So plots. Oh, okay. You're being a little butthead out here. Plots. Good plots. Phooey. Plots. Stop, dude. Plots. So now I'm turning this up. So it was at 7, now it's at 18. Because clearly he doesn't care. No, this is a 20. Phooey. The only bad part about this method is I can't correct him when he gets up, right? So, which is fine, actually. Plots. Plots. Good plots, good boy. And the reason why it's fine is simply because this isn't about fine-tuning. This is about teaching. This is about him understanding the pressure, the word, the pressure, and coming to me. This isn't about precision, okay? Sion, here! Good boy, good boy. There you go, there you go. Man, it is, there you go, nice. Sits, very good. Break, yeah. Oh, that's a good boy. Dude, you're making this look like you've done this before. Clearly. Sion, there you go. So right there, I gave that pop. Nice. So now, this is why the attention getter and everything leads into all the other recall commands. When dogs are lazy like this, for some reason, I feel like they get tangled up way more in the long lines. Sits. Good boy. Plots. Good plots. Okay, this is... You're a little too good, dude, for needing to be here for 2 weeks. Phooey. Come on. So because we're doing this stage, plots, good plots. Phooey. Good. All right. We may actually move past this step since he already clearly knows what to do. Plots. This is really a better method for... Dude, what is up with you? God, what a weirdo. Phooey. This is really more of a method for a dog that doesn't want to come to you. Clearly he does, which is weird. Plots. I mean, I appreciate that he wants to come to me, but I was told during the intake that there's this huge problem. He doesn't listen. He's just a buffoon. And the entire time he's been here, it's only been a couple days, but I have hardly had to do anything with him. Come on. So now I'm going to start correcting him back to the moment where the moment of disobedience was. Plots. Good plots. And so I'm going to add a little bit of reinforcement and start working on a little bit of precision while I have this on. Phooey. So all that noise must mean that my other trainer is here. Platz. 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 Good Platz. Which you probably cannot hear all the dogs because this microphone has noise cancellation on it. So this is one of the things. So I'm adding too much distance now, apparently. The second he starts to feel any tension on that leash, he's coming to me. All right, so I don't want that. I don't want that prediction. Platz. 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 So now, since he's fighting back or being a little protesty, 26 now is what the collar is at. And this is the thing too, is the dog dictates the level. Don't be like, well, my dog's working level is a 5. Why are you doing 26? Stop that. Every single dog is different and every day can be different. Okay, just don't worry about the number. If the dog's not responding, turn it up. If the dog's responding, turn it down. Right? So like, if the dog's freaking out when you push the button, turn it down. That's it. Don't think about it, just do it. Don't be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I overcorrected you. No. Just think about it in your head try to remember that for next time. Be like, hey, he in this environment, this correction was too high last time. Cool. Don't do it next time. Fantastic. You don't have to add to the dog's, dismay and trauma. So see, he's anticipating because I didn't do anything and he just immediately plots. Good plots. Good plots. Good plots. Good plots. Dude, you're acting like you've been up all night. Did Freight keep you up all night? Sure is what it looks like. Here! There you go. Good boy. I'm going to change direction. Make him, come on. There you go. All right, so 26 is clearly too high, huh? There you go. There you go. No. Here. So now he's confused. There you go. Here. All right. Sits. Good. All right. So a lot went on there. Break. Yeah. All right. So the correction, when I gave that pop and it was at that 26, he yelped. All right. That's obviously too high. But the thing is it doesn't matter. Okay. I turned it down. I turned it back down to 10 or 12. But every time I was changing that direction and every time he came into me, I want him to come center. Now when we're doing a recall, like in real life, like an emergency situation, you don't care if the dog comes front and center. You just want the dog to come to you. Okay, that's why when we teach it here for basic obedience for regular pet handlers, we only teach the movement commands with their names, right? So I will start adding his name to it once sorry, it just got super hot. Once he starts showing an understanding of coming center, then I'm going to start attaching his name to it. So we attach the name to the heel, well, more consistently attach his name, I should say, because I've only done it a couple of times. But the heel and the recall are the only 2 times that we use the dog's name. We don't do Bobby sit, Bobby down, Bobby stay, Bobby come, Bobby this, Bobby that. We only reserve the name for heel, foos, whatever, and the recall. And that's because those 2 commands are to come to me or come with me. Either way, the dog has to be in my immediate area. So what that does is when you're in a camping or emergency situation and you go, Bobby, the dog will be like, boom. Dude, that only means 2 things. Come to you or come with you. Either way, I got to be next to you. And so that's why we teach it that way. We take all the other noise out of it. However, I personally enjoy having an individual verbal understanding of every command. So that's why I'm doing it this way. So once I get him front and center and I can just go here and he's like, boom, he's coming in. Then I'll start attaching the name, right? Because now all I have to do is associate that word with the command that he knows how to comply with. Okay, so it becomes much, much easier for him, and it allows me to remove his name while I'm adding corrections. right? So as the dog is developing an understanding of the recall, I no longer have to put his name in front of it. Because if I were like, Bobby here, pop, 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 pop. Now he's like, boom, Bobby means correction, okay? So then I'm not saying that that's all the time, but it can happen. So I'm trying to take that out of the equation, and I'm just doing it to the command. I don't care if the dog understands command means correction, okay? Because that's part of the learning process. But the name, because the name is used so much more by pet owners, really want to try and uplift that and keep it as positive as possible, because if you don't, it's easier to kind of taint or make the name toxic if you're doing it wrong. So like with my dogs, yeah, I obviously, because they do IGP, well, they're trained in IGP. I don't actively compete, but they're both too young. They do their BH anyway, so it doesn't matter. They would be able to get their BH easy as shit. But like, you know, if we're doing tracking, or, you know, we're doing protection, or we're just doing obedience, you can't say the dog's name. So I just have to be like, Couché, and the dog, you know, I can't be like, Pebbles, Couché. You know, you can't give that, because then it's a double command and now you lose points. So, but, so that's why I'm in the habit of teaching it this way, is from IGP. So there's also a benefit. I want the dog to have verbal understanding. Once the dog has verbal, which is the hardest for the dog to learn, then hand signal and their name. So now I'm giving him a little 3B for understanding. So it just works. It just works better. Just trust me. It's early, all right? The coffee hasn't kicked in. I'm tired. It was a super frustrating night. So, well, yeah, I didn't ask you to down anyway, but so now, because we were running into a little bit of trouble as far as the direction that he was going, he was coming into me and he was kind of going off to the side, right? He's like, boom, boom, boom. I want center. I don't want him doing that little butt turn and trying to sit on me. Nah, none of that. So I have to keep moving until the dog is centered up, right? Which also means the dog is going to keep getting corrected as I pop the leash. So the dog is getting these directional pops and the e-collar stimulation. Here, pop, pop, pop. There you go. Come on. Right here. Come on. There you go. Come on, buddy. Let's go. Sits. Nice. All right. So he winced there, and that was at 12. All right. So because he's getting tired and he's being less, you know, and distracted and everything by the environment because he's got ADHD, now the stimulation can go lower because he's reacting to it. All right. What I want is the correction to be enough to where the dog can think through it. If the dog is just like, you know, twitching and everything all over the place, the dog can't think, right? Well, they can. It just makes it a lot harder. So now I take it down to 9. All right, which is so low. I've got dogs here that'll take 120 like a champ, and they don't even give a shit. No, or Fooey, sits. Good sits. Here! Oh, that was coffee. Right here. Right, sit. Here. See how he's just going past me? Here. So he's getting tired, right? And normally what trainers would tell you to do, good, break it, nice. Normally what trainers would tell you to do is when you can see that the dog is starting to get tired, end on a success, right? Be like, hey, just guide him into that recall and call it good. Nah, when the dog starts getting tired and exhausted like this, they have to think harder. That's where I do the bulk of the training. I wait until the dog is getting tired and frustrated, and then I drill into him. This is what it is. Do you get protests out of that? Absolutely. Because I know when I'm tired, I get frustrated too. Same thing with them. He's like, man, I just want this to stop. No, we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going because the understanding in his head just gets dug in much, much deeper if we're doing it while he's tired and frustrated. And he's frustrated because it's a learning process. All right, it's the same thing when we learn anything. We get frustrated with something new because we don't understand it fully. So the confidence always goes down when stress goes up. So now what I have to do is I have to start bringing the stress up to bring the confidence, or bring the confidence up to bring the stress down. There you go. So this anticipation too is part of his way of trying to do it so he doesn't have to do it anymore. Plots. Good plots. Good plots. Good. Fooey. Plots. Good plots. And I have to correct this pressure weight just because of the way the setup is. Normally I would pop. Good plots. Fooey. So anytime you see tension on this leash, I'm pushing the button on the Ecollar. Plots. Good plots. God, I hate long lines. Fooey. Plots. And I give corrections with commands most of the time. I'll explain that in another video, or I'll explain it now. Good plots. Fooey. Plots. Plots. So I can't correct him from a distance because this collar's not tight, right? So that's fine. Just understand that's why I'm at least marking it verbally. Good plots. Good plots. That was good. And plots. 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 This is all right. Dude, come on. You're doing this again? Plots. Fooey. Plots. So even though I had to say fooey, I still have to go in there and correct him. Good plots. Fooey. Plots. Good plots. Fooey. Plots. 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 Yeah, well, plots then, dude. Plots. Good plots. So that right there, he made me, I was turning the dial, he made me take it up to 28. So this is how I know he's getting tired. It's hot out. It's super humid now. He, was romping around in the play yard, going to the bathroom and everything. Like, he's probably tired. He was probably up all night because I got him with my working bitch, and I don't even know if she sleeps. She's like a vampire. She's just crazy. Good plots. So fooey. So this is one of the things that happens too when you start working a lot of recall. Plots. Plots. Good plots. Is the dog anticipates just coming to you to stop the exercise. So what I'm doing here is asking him to plots, and I'm adding tension. Fooey. Plots. Good. So you got to see, I don't know if you've noticed, I keep getting closer and closer because he keeps failing. All right, so I want to reduce the distance if he keeps failing to make it not only to make it easier on him, but also to make it easier on me and faster for me to be able to correct him. Good plots. Good plots. Nice. Fooey. Plots. 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 There you go. Nice. All right, 27. See, so he just went from 12 to 27. Turn it back down. Good plots. Add some hand signals, see if it helps him. Good plots. Fooey. Plots. Good plots. Good plots. Nice. Good plot. Dude. Right before I was about to do it. Good plots. 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 Good plots. Phooey. Plots. Good plots. Nice. Good plots. Good plots. All right, so you got to make sure that you let him know, good job, good plots, while there's tension, so he knows he has to maintain that position. Good plots. Start looking away. Good plots. Good plots. Good job. Here! There you go. Oh, don't do that. Don't go between my legs. That must be something you do with your mom. Break. All right, I'm gonna let him walk around a tad. Here, you can just, I don't need to be on the leash. So that was like a couple minutes, but that was probably pretty stressful for him. And the reason why it's stressful for him is because he wants to remove himself. He wants to go do something else. He wants to stop the exercise. And I don't let him. His only way out is success. See on. So let's see here. Let's see what happens if I don't touch the leash and I just ask him to recall. Here! So nothing. Here! So you see this? How he's going? Pop. Correction. You gotta keep up, dude. You gotta keep up. Build that urgency. You missed. Right here. Nice. All right, so, sorry, just got bit by a bug. Break. Oh. Yeah, you're getting tired, huh, bro? You getting tired? Why don't you go do your thing. Go break. And one of the things, too, that's kind of a byproduct of working a dog on Ecollar and doing the recall and the heel and these movement commands and everything. I'm just checking to see if this is recording. It is recording. Is the dog not wanting to leave your side is a normal byproduct, at least for a little while. Here, there you go. Build up that speed. So he looks like he's about to just go right past me. So give that correction. Pop towards. I stop. Nope. Nice. Here! Buddy. Hey. Break. Damn, bro. So I think I'm gonna do this a couple more times and then I'm gonna let him go get some water, take a little bit of a break, and then pull him out. So depending on how many dogs I have in training, right now, well, now that my other trainer is here, I think I only have like 4 or 5. So I might let him take a break for 10, 15 minutes and then we'll do it again. So like the goal for him is going to be in the next day or two, I can have him off lead with an e-collar and I can recall him. But we'll see. What up? All right, so that's the end of that video because now my trainer's coming over here, so we got to have a little discussion.